Hey there, thank you for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris and welcome to another 3D printed LEGO Ninjago human scale model showcase. This right here is Nadakhan the Jinn's Sword of Souls. He used this extensively in Season 6 Skybound to trap the souls of all the ninja in his blade, and this actually has the special ability where if you strike your foe with this blade, you can actually trap their soul inside the gem of the Sword of Souls. This was a really cool model to print, and if this is one of your first videos, I'll be walking you through a very brief explanation of how I actually make weapons like these and doing some comparison shots to this particular model and how it appeared in the show. It was really important to me to have this be as authentic as possible, and thankfully, in the LEGO Ninjago Skybound TV show, it was very, very close to the official LEGO model. And so, I actually just had to get the actual model for the Sword of Souls hilt right here. You can see right here it has the very skeletal design along the sides, and I also included a brown hilt at the bottom. This hilt right here is actually made out of real wood filament. So it actually is a piece of wood right here that's been 3D printed for Nadakhan's Sword of Souls. And along the sides, you can just see these standard LEGO axe elements, which made up these large hilts and pommels of the sword itself, and then the huge energy blade element right here going all the way up for the Sword of Souls. Now this right here you can see is very accurate to the actual prop used in the TV show, or the actual 3D model they used, but of course it's also pretty accurate to the official LEGO model because they didn't change too much things for the show, at least in comparison to some other stuff. Now in some previous videos, especially like Cole's hammer or even the nunchucks of lightning and stuff like that, LEGO changed the design of the official set model very much for the actual show. But for this, it was pretty simple because it was basically what could be seen in the actual show and what could be built in the LEGO sets themselves. Now, if this is one of your first videos, I'll be quickly explaining the process by which I make stuff like this. I typically use a software called Rhinoceros or Rhino 3D. You can use it for both Mac and Windows, and it's really great because you can use it to import really any existing LEGO piece. If you can find the 3D model for a LEGO piece online, you can convert that piece for use in Rhino as an STL and then just play around with it yourselves. For this model in particular, it was really just a matter of separating out different pieces, like using the hilt piece as its own separate plug-in piece for the hilt right here, and specifically taking the official LEGO gem element, squishing it down just a little bit, and printing it in this slightly brighter lime color compared to the rest of the blade to showcase how much that was kind of a glowing crystal. Now, for these models here, I typically print them with the Prusa i3 Mark III's 3D printer. It's a really great printer I would highly recommend for beginners, really easy to use, easy to get started with, and definitely prints pretty high quality stuff, especially if you're willing to print stuff in slightly smaller chunks like I did for the sword here. You can see I printed a chunk here, and just a chunk at the tip, and tried to join them together as best I could. Now this is a really fun model because you can really swoosh it around, use it for all sorts of play. The sword blade itself is very thin, so you can really actually get a lot of fighting moves out of it. It's actually a little beat up because I was using it to swish around for some action poses for some other stuff for fun. So the blade itself is probably something I'll replace at some point, but really you can see just how durable this is because I have some metal and wood rods sticking all the way through the sword, which is something I would highly recommend if you're making stuff like this. Have some actual rods going through it to actually keep the structure of it the same, because otherwise this hilt would just snap right off, especially because it's a completely different type of plastic, or in this case wood, than the rest of the sword itself. Now this is definitely probably one of the largest 3D printed weapons I have made, and that's why I figured it's a good way to temporarily pause this series while I actually go and make some more weapons of my own. But with that, thank you so much for tuning into Duckbricks. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any ideas of what kinds of 3D printed human scale weapons could I make from Ninjago or Bionicle or really any other LEGO property that you think would look good as a human scale weapon. This is it for now because I'm working on a pretty big 3D printed project. You can see some hints of it right here. A lot of people can probably guess what exactly this is. It's another Ninjago themed one. That will definitely be my largest build to date, so this is going on temporary hiatus while I still continue to finish that. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video showcasing the 3D printed Nadakhan Sword of Souls. Thank you all so much for tuning into Duckbricks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and definitely let me know if you're trying out building some of this stuff yourselves. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you again very soon, and stay tuned to Duckbricks for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thank you so much, and bye-bye for now.